Here we go.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, folks. Your Mallory George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, folks, I had to make a part two. Because some of the divisions it's been stacked. After last week, the Tampa Bay Pro had a stacked divisions, especially both in WPD and figure. I had to do the same thing here and make another video, and this one's for the figure division, also fitness division. I do talk about both these divisions on my channel. I do recognize them. I've had quite a few interviews with ladies in the figure division. And I hope to have some more towards the future. But the figure division is just as stacked as it was at Tampa. Not as, if you look at Tampa, if you count Masters and Open, it was at least 40 women at that show. And this show right here in Atlanta Pro is at least a little over 20. Atlanta is a great show. I personally, I wish I should have thought about going here. But again, I want to go someplace different. That's why I'm going to Pittsburgh. But I might go here next year, depending on the circumstances of another show that'll be coming up this year. If it's going to be here in the States or overseas. If it's going to be in the States, great, I might do that show. If not, then Atlanta is the show I would like to go. And also I can save the cost, because I can save with my niece, save me the cost of buying a hotel room. But anyway, the list came out on Monday, like I said, with the list for figure and for physique and WP women's bodybuilding. And again, it's a deep lineup. We had quite a few ladies some of the ladies just wrapped up at the Tampa Bay Pro, was over the weekend. And this is one of quite a few shows that's Olympic qualification. As you know, it's getting tight. This month is really the end for qualification for the Olympia. As you know, it's going to be in September. The end was September for this year for the Olympia. It used to be in October last few years, but now it's September because the venue that they had to get it at that time. So now the deadline for Olympic qualification ends 30th of August. So there are at least a few more shows that squeak into that deadline. And the Atlanta Pro is one of them. As you know, it's going to be tomorrow, and it's going to be on the same day as women's bodybuilding. So I will watch it. I didn't watch it at the Tampa Bay because, on that day I didn't buy the pay-per-view, and also had an interview that same day when they had it. But this is a good lineup. We have some ladies here, some making debuts, some looking for Olympic qualification. Again, this is deep, and not as deep as Tampa, but still deep. And I want to give shout out to some of these ladies that competed. A couple of them I follow on social media, and one of them has been a guest on my channel. First up we have is Tatiana Batista. I think Batista is her name, is ring wrong, I apologize. She's been a pro for a good bit. I believe the last competition was last year. She competed at the Texas Pro. So, pretty good. Best of luck to her. Next up we have here from Kazakhstan, which is very far off. As you know, it's right around Mongolia and close to Russia. And this is Zulifia Bativia. I want to apologize. We go say Miss ZB. And she's been competing for the game for a good bit. So this is going to be her first show in the year. I haven't seen it too much lately. Coming all the way from New Zealand is Jackie Shaddy. If I get anything wrong, I apologize. That's a far off. She just made her bodybuilding debut at the Tampa Bay Pro in the figure division. So impressive young lady. Next up we have is a lady who's been in the game for quite some time, and also I believe she's been an Olympian. We have here Spree Dice. And Spree, this is her backyard. She is from Georgia. She is around about Atlanta. So this could be the first, actually, I think it's the second or third show for her this season. She's pretty active. I think she also was at the Triple O and a couple other shows. Next, we have here a lady who's been a guest on my channel, the lovely coach, Nisi Ewing. As you know, Nisi last competed at the Triple O, Dynasty. She was doing both Open and Masters. Precious lady. She lives right there in around Georgia, and I hope she does well at the show. Next up we have here, and this is a surpriser. When I saw her on the list, I was like shocked, and I just think she would go this down. That is Jenny Feldman, and Jenny Feldman has been a 3-time Olympian in women's physique at and ever since she's been a pro, 3 times Olympian. She's been a top 5 competitor. She has, great physique, great look to her. And she's going down to figure. And that surprised her. Last time she competed, she did I believe she did Tampa last year. She did also Arizona Pro, and she last competed, at the Atlantic Coast. Impressive lady. And I feel like, I don't know if this is a good move for her. I mean, I think she needs more time. The muscle she put on, especially the muscle maturity she has gained over the years doing WPD. I mean, I don't know. I think maybe she should consider maybe retiring. If she doesn't want to do women's bodybuilding, like some competitors, or, one lady who has also been multi-time Olympian like herself is Evie Rain, who decided to retire after her last competition. I think it might be better for her to do that. If she's going to do anything, I think she should just do masters, women's physique. And I think some ladies feel like they want to do masters. But again, the ladies now, the younger girls coming in here, the competitors are getting bigger, even in WPD and also in figure. So, but let's see how she does. Next up is one Miss Antoinette Garcia, and she's been keen for a good bit. So we hadn't seen her too active lately. I think she has stepped back for a little bit for personal reasons. So let's see how she does this show. Next up is a lady who just was squeaked out a possible Olympic qualification at Tampa as the lovely Mrs. Nicole Zenobia Graham. Now, Mrs. Graham, she's been top 5, competitor at the Olympia last year, but a multi-time Olympian herself. This show could win it for her. But again, this could be some stiff competition. There's quite a few ladies in here who are vying for the Olympic qualification, but it was close to her and Tamara Barrett. But, she's an impressive physique, impressive woman. Next up we have is Amanda Griffin. And Miss Griffin actually was, at Tampa when she made her pro debut, in figure. And she's also a client of Ashley Jones. So, impressive lady. I was talking a few times about giving an interview, but after a while, I stopped chasing after we don't want to make these connections. So, let's move on. Next up we have is Elaine Gu. And, she is a young competitor. She made her pro debut last year. So this is going to be a second year as a pro. Actually, she turned pro about a year ago at the, I think a couple years ago at the Universe. Impressive physique, great look to her. That's why as I'm doing a live stream about the number of Asian women coming into bodybuilding, most definitely. Wow. Next up, we have the lovely Mrs. D. Jackson. Mrs. Jackson, she's an amazing competitor. Can you believe this lady is in her mid-50s? And she just wrapped up at the Tampa Bay Pro doing both Open and Masters. She won just about every master class, I think, except for, 60. Because she is 56. And she's also qualified for next year's Master O. Impressive, great look to her. I mean, she's also been a sponsored athlete by Star Suits. I mean, I remember Lady told me a story about her situation, how they got together. But yeah, she's a great physique, especially a woman of her age. I mean, wow. I mean, some of these ladies, you wouldn't believe it. When we tell you how old they were, you wouldn't believe it. Next up, we have lovely Miss Michelle Jones. And Miss Jones is coming from the UK. And I believe she turned pro some time ago. So this is going to be, I believe, her pro debut. Or no, I think she turned pro some time ago. So I believe this might be a pro debut. Press physique. So let's see how she does. We have is Misaki. I'm not going to say her last name too much. I want to top it up. Another Asian competitor, especially from Japan. Now, she also finished up at the at the Tampa Bay Pro. Press physique. Let's see how well she does. Again, there's a growing number of Asian women competing in the sport, especially figure, physique, and even women's bodybuilder in bikini. Next up, we have is Anna Kochar. Kochar. She is from the Ukraine. Shout out to our allies in Ukraine, and she was busy. She did at least about 4 shows this year, counting the Tampa and now Atlanta. And, she was in the top, I think, 3 at the Imperial show. And also she didn't do too well at Portugal Pro. So Preservative Crest Physique, let's see how she does at this show. Next up we have is Sandra her name is, I would say Sandra K, another Sandra K, and she's from Poland. And I believe it's an impressive lady, impressive physique. Let's see how she does. Next up we have here Sarah Maskova from Switzerland. Now she was in the top 5 at the Tampa Bay Pro. So let's see how she does at this show. I mean, top 5 at Tampa Bay where it was a very stiff lineup, at least over 30 women in the open class, and you were able to squeak into the top 5. Next up, we have the lovely Mrs. Kristen McGregor from Jamaica. Last time we saw her, she was at the Ultima Classic. Didn't do too well. I think she was 6 or 7 at that show. Presidency, great lines. Maybe it's time to make a switch. Figure, I know, if you look at it now, the girls in Figure are getting just as big and developed as women in WPD. Maybe something she might need to talk about, especially with a coach. She has a great smaller waist, and I think that's what they want to see in WPD, smaller waist and a good conditioning. So let's see how she does the show. She's also been Olympian in the past herself. Next up we have is one Miss Gabrielle Recob, and this is going to be her first show for the season. I believe actually it's a second show because I think she did Chicago a while back. So yeah, she did Chicago, last month. So let's see how she does. Next up we have is Church Richardson. And Mrs. Richardson, she's been in the game for a good bit. She's been a multi-time Olympian herself. Last time we saw her in activity was 2024, when she won Chicago Pro, and then she took a step back. She also works as a firefighter. So it says, firefighter, I say thank you for your service. One thing is she used to have an IG, but I think because of lots of going on, her IG got shut down. So it's hard to get in contact with these ladies. I was reaching out a few times for an interview, but it never happened. But anyway, we got to move on. This is one lady that most definitely somebody compared to Cindy Gillen. And this is an opportunity to maybe get a chance to go back to Olympia in your home state, especially this close where the qualification is getting very slim to none for competition. Next up we have is one Miss Eileen Selgreen from Sweden, and she also just recently competed at the Tampa Pro. Next up we have one Miss Erica Torres from Puerto Rico, and I believe she did a couple of shows this year. She also competed in the Open and the Masters classes in those shows. Next up is a lady who's been a guest of my channel, the lovely Mrs. Sarah Raw, and Rachel Raw, and Rachel, she turned pro at 2023 National Championship. She had to take some time off for herself, work on some things, and now she's ready to make her pro debut. I wish her all the best, Rachel. She's an amazing young lady. She also has served our country. So anybody who served our country, I'll say thank you for your service. I say, as a citizen, I appreciate the sacrifice she made on behalf of us and this country. She's also a mother, and she's also a businesswoman. And this is an opportunity for her to show up, in the IFBB. And last but not least, we have one Miss Nancy Winkle, and she is from Germany. And, she was busy this year. I think counting Tampa and a couple other shows, and she has some close calls for qualification. Professor Lady, Quest Physique, I've been talking to her a little bit, maybe for interview, but never came together, so I'm not going to worry about that. But like I said, didn't do too well at Tampa, but you never know how this show looks, compared to that show. Judges are going to be different. But impressive physique, and I'm a big fan of German female bodybuilders. Now, we have here is the list for fitness. Fitness, they have probably far few shows in women's bodybuilding, but it's one of the toughest divisions. And I think the reason why it still gets promoted because it's the most, I think, exciting division. You really see some movements and stuff like that. I would hope maybe we had a few more ladies. We just had Chicago. I think it should be enough times between wrestling and one jump on, especially with being there's only, I think, one more show that's Olympic qualification in the division, and that is the Arizona Pro. They do have the fitness division at that show. And, I think there might be another, but it's getting close. Now, one of these ladies, she was very busy this year. That is Dr. Abby Bolton. Now, Abby, she did both the Arnold Classic and the Arnold UK. She did Toronto. She did the Body B1. I mean, close calls in both those shows. And, President young lady, I mean, has a great physique. This is the probably next to last chance for her to get Olympic qualification if she doesn't do the Arizona Pro in a couple of weeks. But let's see how she does. Next up, we have the lovely Miss Michelle Gales. And Miss Michelle, she competes as a natural fitness competitor. There's only a handful of these ladies. Now, she tried to get a qualification last year at the Ben Weider Natural Show. She took, I think she was second at that show. Impressive physique, great look to her. I love my sisters of muscle, and being, a few handful of sisters that do fitness, kind of herself, and also Michelle, Asaya, and also another lady that competes in the division. So let's wish her all the best. And last but not least, we have Michaela Povalova from Slakovia, I believe. I won't mess it up because it's the country's name. She was really active. She did a couple of shows this year. Most definitely, I know she was at the Arnold Classic, and I believe she also did the Arnold UK. And she's been Olympian in the past. So let's see how well she does at this show. It's going to be tight because, like I said, there's only one more show left that pops and gets you qualification. You don't get it here. She always try the Arizona Pro. So anyway, the show is going to be, as you know, fitness, figure, and women's bodybuilding on the same day tomorrow. Like I said, I might watch for fitness because there's only 3 competitors. With fitness, they just do the comparison part first for the prejudging, then the finals to do the entertainment part. But I would check it out, support them because I have done interviews with ladies in the fitness division. Figure division, it's a division I've really got an interest in since I've been doing my content. The ladies are amazing. They're great muscle detail, great style, great look, very feminine. I want to give them a shout out. If you want to check it, I will leave a link to the live stream in the description box of this video, like I done with the other video. Check out the competitors, give a shout out, watch the show. If you can't be there, watch the pay-per-view. It's a good thing that I'm just watching the pay-per-view tomorrow, so I can get my feedback on it. I hate that I'm gonna miss the second half of it because that's when we're in physique yet. But again, I'm trying to save some money for my trip. But support these competitors, support these ladies. Shout out to both Nisi and also Rachel. As you know, they've been guests on my channel. And best of luck to them. And also shout out to Lenda Murray, for putting on a great show and a great performance. And I can't forget my dear friends at Bad Rap for being the sponsors for women's bodybuilding this year. And with this man always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk. Don't like, subscribe. I am out.